stream before I crash out and go to bed. I was watching this this post about these so-called migrants. They started attacking a police officer, got arrested, and was put back out in the street in like 3 hours. But a lot of this stuff is just orchestrated. You're a fool if you don't believe or can't see that this stuff is orchestrated, man. It is, I mean, look at this foolishness, man. And I say it every week or weekend that what's going a lot of Europeans, they're seeing this. They're seeing this and they mad, man. They mad and they're afraid at the same time. They're afraid at the same time, and this is going to be a problem. It's going to be a serious problem down the line, because what's going to happen is going to have a lot of good white folks up in arms and ready to fight back. They see the country is being, in their minds, the country is being taken from them. Put that over there. The country's being taken from them, and they don't like it, man. They don't like it. But check this out. Again, I'm just want to show y'all this before I crash out and go to bed, man. But look at this. Check it out.
With a disturbing crime caught on camera showing a group of people punching and kicking two NYPD officers in Times Square over the weekend. So far, 5 arrests have been made, but 4 of those suspects have already been released on bail. Well, Ashley Rodriguez is live in Times Square with how police are responding to this disturbing incident and what we're learning about those responsible. Ashley, that video just appalling.
Absolutely, and police say it was up to 12 men that attacked 2 officers. Now, law enforcement officials say that these men were migrants. These are supposed asylum seekers, and police say if they were brazen enough to attack 2 uniformed...
You know how many nut jobs are coming through the border, and these demons can't control it. It's just totally out of control. Now we're on the brink of civil war. I shouldn't say we, but them. They're on the brink of civil war. You got this guy, Greg Abbott. He has half the country backing him on protecting, well, what he calls protecting his state against migrants. Half the country. But my point is, look how just bold these dudes are. These 3 men are, as far as attacking the police officers. If that's the truth, because you never know with the devil. You never know what really is happening. But let's, I'm just going based on what they're saying. But check it out.
Uniformed officers, there's no telling what they'd be willing to do to the average citizen, and the city allowed them to go free.
See that?
You saw the video. Reprehensible. Cowards.
The NYPD reacting to surveillance video taken from West 42nd Street in Times Square around 8:30 Saturday night. Police say a group of up to 12 men was being disorderly. 2 officers told them to move along. The gang looks like they're going to comply, but when the officers try to take one uncooperative man in a yellow shirt into custody, around 7 others surround them, punching and kicking the officers in the head and in the body while they are on the ground.
First for our cops.
Now you think good white folks are not witnessing this and thinking, let me go and polish and shine my AR because the country is run amok? You think they're not looking at this? And having their racist ideologies and views just steaming and boiling within their spirit? I personally believe a lot of this is just orchestrated to intensify race wars in the future. That's what I personally believe. It's crazy. But look, check it out.
I'm proud of what they try to do. They stayed in the fight, but 8-on-2 is hard to come back. They got bumps, bruises, and scratches and pain.
Eventually, officers were able to find and arrest 4 of the gang. A 5th was arrested Monday, but once cops brought them in, bail reform laws allowed them to go free.
Free. After putting hands on cops. Free.
Something that most likely...
Free. If that was me or you think we would be let go free? I'm telling you, there's a plan. There's a plan to destroy this country to the point where you're in such fear. I'm talking about the average American, not you so-called Negroes and Hispanics who know this truth. But there's a plot to create so much fear that the average simple-minded, foolish American will be willing to give up their constitutional rights, and they're going to push a reset in the American system. Has the country ever been this bad? Think about it. Has it ever been this bad?
likely wouldn't have happened in their home countries, according to the NYPD.
Again, consequences for your actions. They should be sitting in Rikers. They should have been indicted this week and have their day in court and go to jail.
It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Just like the border should have been closed, but they don't want to close the border because they think that if they can keep letting people come through the border, you're going to create votes for the left, and they're going to be happily ever after. That's just not going to happen. But like I say every week, we're going to sit back and we're going to watch these idiots self-implode. Hold on one second. Yeah, we're going to watch them just totally destroy themselves. Check it out.
4 of the gang. A 5th was arrested Monday, but once cops brought them in, bail reform laws allowed them to go free, something that most likely wouldn't have happened in their home countries, according to the NYPD.
Again, consequences for your actions. They should be sitting in Rikers. They should have been indicted this week and have their day in court and go to jail.
Police sources add that it's the gang of 19 to 24-year-olds who barely just arrived in the city and may have been staying at the nearby migrant shelters in Times Square. Some have reportedly already racked up charges for assault and robbery, but were released then too. If those arrested for this assault on police do come back on their own recognizance, they face felony charges that carry a penalty of up to 7 years.
You want to know why our cops are getting assaulted? There's no consequences, and we must change this. End of story.
He knows what the deal is. He ain't changed a goddamn thing. But on a more serious note, you know, I was looking at that story with those 3 Jakes that got killed out there in, I think in Jordan, the Jordan area, by that drone. And they were asleep. The sad thing was they were asleep. And normally, you know, a lot of brothers would rip into them. They shouldn't have been in the Esau system and what's wrong with these Jakes and so on and so forth. You know, after watching the mom cry and the father cry and look sad, you know, it's kind of hard to not, you know, to verbally, rebuke our people for joining the military. I'm totally against that. I think you're very foolish if you join this man's military, and it's just and this is the outcome. This is the proof why. This is the outcome right here, man. You know, it's just sad. Check it out, though. I'm not gonna talk too much on it because I'm out of mercy for the family. Could you imagine if your baby was killed out in the Middle East for this beast, for this lying piece of crap they call the military? Could you imagine that? Whose job is just to rip off, rob, and take more and defend what they have stolen. This is why the so-called Ishmaelites or Arabs, so-called Arab community or people in Jordan and in Gaza and in the West Bank, this is why they're so mad, because they realize that America is the great Satan. And you got a lot of our people who have become puppets to the great Satan and are willing to die for the great Satan. Check it out, though.
All U.S. based in Jordan, a picture is now emerging of 3 U.S. service members now lost and of confusion that may have left the facility badly exposed.
We are still assessing what happened and how a one-way attack drone was able to impact the facility.
In the clipped language of the Pentagon, an investigation.
They were saying they believe it was one of their own planes, drones, something to that effect. I could be wrong, but I'm almost sure I remember hearing something along those lines. But the point is, you have to be out of your mind to believe in the system. I see a lot of these young brothers being recruited. I'll in my travels, I'll pass the recruiting station, and you'll see a bunch of them jogging, doing jumping jacks, being walked to the park to be brainwashed. And they get them nice, young, and fresh, and they believe in the garbage in this country. They believe in this garbage. And they have not been properly groomed to know how this country really works. I was doing a live feed last week, and my doorbell rings, and it was all women. Had to be like about 8 of them, 7 to 8. And they were trying to convince me that I should vote. Sitting on my hands is going to do nothing. And I'm trying to make them think. I'm asking them choice questions like, all right, what if voting doesn't work? What happens then? What if voting doesn't work? And they could not give me a strong answer. They couldn't. But they knew where I was going. Because if voting doesn't work and you're hungry, if voting doesn't work and they're killing your children, if voting doesn't work and the ghetto gets worse and continues to get worse, what do you do? What do you do? Then I tried to make it easy on her. She said something about France, and I said, well, what did the French do historically when they didn't get what they wanted? I said, what did they do? And she couldn't give me an answer. She paused. She knew the answer. She knew. But this is how these brothers think today, man. This is how these sisters think today. And they will drag you. They will drag you into this cesspool of ignorance and lies. They will drag you into that. So now you got 3 young brothers and a sister dead because they believed in the American lie. Lies. Lies after lies after lies. This thing froze on me. I don't know what happened. But lies after lies after lies. I don't know if it's YouTube or what, but it damn sure froze on me. But you get the gist of where I'm going. It makes no damn sense, but, I'm not going to, beat on them. Here's the family here.
Tonight, new details on the expected...
It's sad, man, to see them in pain because they don't know the truth. They don't know the Most High. They don't know that they're in captivity. They don't know that the Most High has cursed us. They don't know any of these things. So sometimes you got to be a little merciful towards our ignorant brothers and sisters. But check it out.
American retaliation for a deadly drone attack on U.S. troops, for which President Biden holds Iran responsible. U.S. officials describing a campaign that could last for weeks, expected to include Iranian targets outside of Iran. Telling NBC News the targets have not been finalized, but to expect strikes on multiple places in several countries and locations, including cyber operations.
Now, this could open up a can of kick-ass as far as America now. Because I was watching a few stories on the situation, and they said if they get too crazy, Iran has power to start bombing Saudi Arabia, which would affect America economically. They have power to unleash sleeper cells in Europe, which would affect America's economy as well as Europe's economy. They have the power to link up with Russia and a lot of America's enemies, which would freeze America's economy, which would destroy America's economy. Then you have the border wide open where anybody can get in here, the here being America, and bomb certain nuclear plants, can bomb football stadiums, basketball stadiums, subways. So it's not that simple when they say, well, we should just bomb the hell out of Iran. It's not that simple. It's not that simple at all. See, America is so dug in economically into different countries, it will affect America. A lot of people don't want to see that reality. But that's the realization that we're dealing with today. This is why the Most High says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God. And the Most High is putting his foot on the necks of a lot of people who trust in the wisdom of this world. It's foolishness with the Most High. He's very clear. A lot of people that went to school and trusted in school, and now they're being pressured to pay back school loans. And the students that graduated, they don't want to pay back those loans. Why would they want to pay back a loan when you broke the economy? You broke the workforce. You broke the country, Joe Biden, Democrats and Republicans and thieves and cutthroats. Why would you want to pay back thousands and thousands of dollars to only be unemployed or get an inferior job? Why would you want to do that? Kids ain't stupid. They'd rather sit on their ass and play video games and eat Cheetos than pay back loans of $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 and up in dollars. Why would they want to do that? You see how things work? You see how the Most High work? He gets you. He gets you. This is why he says, for the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God, for it is written in the Holy Bible, he taketh the wise in their own craftiness. And that's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. He taketh the wise in their own craftiness, and the world is mad as hell. They're mad as hell. They mad as hell. And the parents of those children, man, they should be mad too, man, because it's a hoax. But I'm sure they so brainwashed and they believe in the system, they're not going to be mad as hell. And it's an election year, so Joe Biden is going to say whatever he got to say just to keep things cool. But the Most High has amped the fire, not just in America, but all throughout the world. All throughout the world. I was watching a video where he raised them soldiers up to sergeant. Sergeant, like that means something. They're not here anymore. But he promoted them to the rank of sergeant in honor for giving their lives. Giving their lives away. But what good is that? They're not here anymore. They're gone. It's a goddamn shame, man. But people are waking up. People are waking up. People are seeing the reality of what's happening in this world. And people are angry. This is why they call America what? The Great Satan. The Great Satan. That's what they call America. The Great Satan. And they're gonna bomb the hell out of this country out of anger. Then in certain cases, to escalate things, America is going to set up a lot of provocateurs to spark racial tension up. Then America is going to do a lot of dirty things to make you think that the outside forces of the Islamic world, they've done it. You're going to have a lot of things. They're saying that 2024 is going to be a heated hell of a year. A hell of a year. This is the book of Revelations, 11, verse 18. Says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come. The Most High's wrath is just warming up, but it's here. It's here. He's just warming up, but it's here. In the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou should give reward unto thy servants. Who are the servants? The brothers and sisters who chose to realize that the wisdom of this world is foolishness with God, and has chose to take on God's wisdom rather than worldly wisdom. That's who that's talking about. But the key point I want you to focus on is that the nations are angry, and at the same time, the Most High's wrath is come. And if the servants of the Most High, they're going to get rewarded, as well as the prophets. It says to give reward unto thy servants, the prophets, and to the saints, and them that fear thy name, small and great, and should destroy them which destroyed the earth. Now, who's that? Who are the main people that are destroying the earth, as well as the people on this earth and the mindset of the people on this earth? Who are the main people that are doing these things? I don't think I have to tell you who. You'll just label me as a racist, you know. But at the same time, the Most High's judgment is coming to pass. The Most High's wrath is coming to pass. Man, you know, but, you know, it's just falling apart right before our eyes, you know. Look at this guy. He don't understand what's going on. He's just totally confused. We know what's going on, and he know what's going on. Like he's just totally confused, man. Check it out.
When you're talking about what we're anticipating here, which won't just be a one-off. As I said, the first thing you see will not be the last thing.
Today, the White House saying an umbrella group of Iranian-backed militias called the Islamic Resistance in Iraq carried out Sunday's attack on the remote outpost in Jordan. 3 American soldiers were killed, and tonight, video of President Biden calling the parents of specialist Kennedy Sanders.
We're promoting her posthumously to sergeant.
Yeah, this bullshit. He promoting her to sergeant. God damn, boy. I want to say so much, but I don't want to be disrespectful because, you know, they lost their daughter, man. And why do the women always do the most talking and the men just sit in the background in situations like this? Listen to this. Tell me, how would you feel?
To sergeant.
Oh, wow. That is the best news I've heard today. Thank you so much.
What's wrong with that picture? What's wrong with that picture? Is it me? I know I don't have the comments on. I apologize to you, brothers and sisters. I just want to spark this off with OBS. If anybody's watching, I don't know who's watching. But is it me? It can't be me.
You don't know how much that means to us.
But there are questions tonight. US strikes in recent months retaliating for attacks by Iranian-backed groups, including a faction of the Islamic Resistance in Iraq, did not deter them. And the current delay...
They're mad, man. You got to realize their children are being killed too, you know, by America, by weapons provided by Americans to Israel in various countries. A lot of their starvation links back to America. Yeah. See, we don't look at it that way. We don't look at it. You got to look at it from the perspective of if your child was killed, if your child was bombed, if your husband or wife was brutally and savagely killed, you got to look at it from that perspective. How would you feel? Would you feel sorry for America? Would you respect America? Would you respect America's soldiers? No, I highly doubt it.
Today, in a US response, is giving the militias time to prepare. A senior Iraqi official tells NBC News many Iranian-supported factions have been evacuating bases. Meanwhile, tonight, one militia with ties to Iran, Kataib Hezbollah, announcing it's suspending attacks against US bases. But a government advisor here says Iran and its proxies likely hope to push President Biden to stand down and cannot be trusted.
They're still maneuvering.
See, Biden is in a position, man. Number one, it's an election year. You got the situation at the border. So if if he steps the wrong way on that bomb, you have a civil war. Not only do you have civil war, you look bad because everybody knows that the border situation is nothing but a scam and it's political. And it's a move for power. You understand? But then at the same time, you have good white folks seeing what we just saw, what happened in New York. You're going to see more cases or examples of that all throughout the country. So Uncle Joe is in a really bad position. He's in a really bad position. And at the same time, you have three U.S. soldiers who were killed. And everybody's looking at Joe Biden as far as what are you going to do? If he steps too hard or if he goes directly at Iran, the whole world can be turned upside down. So he's in a really bad situation. And, you know, the Most High's got things moving pretty good, man. He's for us. I mean, you know, as far as judgment is concerned, you can't stop prophecy. And a lot of them, in their minds, they think that they're going to stop prophecy, and that's just not going to happen. You can't stop the judgment of the Most High. You can't. And we're not going back. A lot of people really want to go back to the times where you could eat pizza, smoke weed, buy a whore, or whore yourselves out, and be comfortable. And what's happening is the Most High is showing his power. The same way he showed his power with Pharaoh and overthrew him and his army and overthrew Egypt. The same way he brought down Rome. The same way he brought down Sodom and Gomorrah. Same thing is going to happen here. Same thing. In other words, the Most High is going to make you respect his spirit, respect his judgment, and know that he's in charge. That's what's happening. And those who don't want to do it and don't want to abide within the spirit of the Most High, you're going to be judged. And you're going to be judged swiftly. Because the Most High tells you his ways are not your ways. You're comparing your ways to the Most High. I'm talking to the people who are out in the world who believe that God doesn't exist and you could do what you want. God is a woman. Don't matter how you feel, no matter what the scripture says. You're going to see. The Most High says in the book of John, the 3rd chapter, I'm going to wrap it up after this. I just want to talk with you, brothers and sisters. Get this off my chest. It says in the 19th verse, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world and men love darkness rather than light. You see that? You see that? And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world. The light is Christ. We call him Yahweh Shai. That's the light, that's the mercy of the Father, the Most High, Yahweh, sending his son here to die for the whole nation, and that his message and his wisdom and his spirit would be the light to the world. Again, it says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world and men love darkness. See? Men love darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. So we in that point, or at that stage where the evil deeds, the Most High sees and is starting to judge. You see that? But the problem is that the puppet masters of evil that rule over you so-called Negroes and Hispanics, they don't want to let it go. They're going to fight to the bitter end, and they're going to exalt the spirit of Satan as much as they can, but the Most High is going to throw down that same spirit. But the point I'm trying to get into the minds of our people is that it's time to come out of the world. Our job as servants of the Most High is to kill your obedience, to kill your desires, to kill your allegiance to this current world and bring you back to the Most High. That's our main objective in the spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. to bring you back to the Most High. 20 verse says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved, meaning corrected. 21st verse says, but he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High. So you want to get your deeds right with the Most High, and you want to come out the system. It's unfortunate what happened to those brothers and sisters, or the two brothers and the sister. It's unfortunate what happened to them. But you're going to have a lot of casualties like this because people believe in the system. They believe in the oppressor. They believe in the lie. It's a lie. The world is structured on lies and not the Spirit of God. It's a lie. But that's all I want to talk about. I'll see you brothers and sisters tomorrow night, possibly Friday night, and definitely Saturday morning. Just want to get that off. Shalom.